Hey there, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Locked On Astros. I'm H-Town Wheelhouse. Tonight, we're going to talk about Kyle Tucker's fond farewell, Isak Paredes, look at his value overall, and the top 100 MLB rankings, and a Teoscar Hernandez return. Let's go.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome in. Thank you all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. I'm your host tonight, H-Town Wheelhouse. You can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on X and on Facebook. That's Stros with a Z, and Back to the Bullpen with Mike Stanton. And we will be doing another show probably tonight or sometime this week. You can find us at iHeartRadio on YouTube. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers there. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Eric couldn't make it tonight. He's a little under the weather. And so just keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. As I said, look, dude, I got you tonight. He said, I'm going to try to make it. I said, get some rest. That's why we're a dynamic duo, and I got your back, bro. So we're going to talk tonight. Now, Diana said the King Tuck video broke me. I can't believe he's gone. Oh, no, I can't either. They played that song that was made famous in the Fast and the Furious franchise when Paul Walker passed away. And then they had that like tear gut wrenching like scene where and then like Kyle Tucker put all his it's been a long day, put like all these clips of him, catching the foul ball to clinch the World Series, holding up the trophy. And I was just like, man, it's real. Like, this is real. This sucks. But hey, life must go on. At least we got something for him. And tonight's episode is brought to you by the college football playoffs. Let me tell you about the college football playoffs. It's here. You don't want to miss a moment of the action. The college football playoff presented by Allstate begins with 4 first-round games, December 20th and 21st on ESPN, ABC, TNT, and Max. Check it out. It's going to be a fun weekend, exciting weekend. And it may be so exciting we don't hear what happens in the baseball world. But let's get to Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's farewell to Major League Baseball, to MLB Network. If you saw it, he kind of, Diana said, I may have cried. Hey, Diana, I totally feel you. If I wasn't at school or if I wasn't around other, my 7th graders or whatever, I might have cried myself too. But look, he was drafted by the Astros. Everything he's known baseball-wise is in the Astros organization. And he was actually at Miles Straw's wedding, getting ready for that. Miles Straw just got married, former Houston Astros center fielder. Won a Gold Glove, I believe, in Cleveland. Got a pretty good deal. I don't think he's playing baseball anymore, but he's married. He's happy. He's a Florida boy. He's loving it out there in Florida. And Kyle Tucker's like, I was doing wedding things at Miles Straw's wedding, and I found out I was traded. So in the interview, he kind of sounded a little shocked. He kind of sounded like, hey, you never know what's going to happen. He said, we know baseball is a business, and I understand it. But I don't think he was expecting to get traded. I don't know. I'm sure he heard his name being talked about. But he probably is like, you know what? Look, one thing I've learned about baseball players, talking to baseball players off the field, off the record, away from baseball. Our friend Ryan Stanek talked to former major league players, like Mike Stanton on my show, Clay Hensley, talking to Lance Berkman after he retired a couple times. And these guys, when they're not in the uniform, they're not obsessed with what the team is doing in baseball. They're obsessed with their lives and their friends and their family. They've got a good work-life balance. So it probably came as a little bit of a shock. And he just it's not like he sounded sad to be going to Chicago, but it was almost to him, it hadn't really registered. So it was a fond farewell. Someone said, watch the Astros pull a Yankees move and sign him next year after he becomes a free agent. Look, unless we get a new owner, we are not paying $450 million for a player. Jim Crane, okay, they paid $151 million for Jose Altuve, right? Now, there's 6 clubs that have never offered more than $150 million. I think in Major League Baseball, either 6 or 8 clubs. And someone said, I think Crane purposely gave $1 million over so he could not be on that list, because those are the owners that they're saying are cheap, are the ones that gave out $150 million deals or less. But let's get into Isak Paredes. There's a couple things I want to show y'all that I look. Let's just go at his hitting and his fielding. Okay, actually, let's go fielding first. When I look at his fielding, and if you are watching online, I hope you can see all this. If you're listening, I'm not going to go over his stat. You've got to go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. You'll have to see this segment. We're at the 6 minute and 20-second mark. You can see all the times he's played in the different positions. He has played 335 games and started 311 games at third base. He's played 67 at second. He's played 71 at first. He's played as much second base as he has first base. He played 7 games at shortstop, 14 at DH. His best fielding percentage in those times, .995, when he played first base. I think if the Houston Astros had a choice, they would get Alex Bregman back and they would put Isak Paredes at first. Look at his third base stats. For 3 seasons, for 3 teams, a .960 fielding percentage. You say 96%, that's not bad. But the elite guys, 99, 98, 97, that's where they stand. And you see how many putouts he had. You see how many assists. He did have 31 errors in 2 seasons. Now it's a small sample size in 14 games, no errors. At second base, only had 2 errors. So you wonder what is going to be a difference maker. Are the Astros coaches going to be able to coach him up if he ends up staying, if he goes to third and we keep Singleton at first? Look, I think there's a way to get someone like a Christian Walker in, and we'll mention later Teoscar Hernandez. But Paredes' value here is not necessarily in that he's this highly rated fielder. He does it well enough. He's not going to be Alex Bregman, so don't expect that. But it obviously is his power. Now, if you look at his spray chart from 2024, and I believe in 2023, every one of his home runs are to the pull side power, okay? And he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 to 10 hits on here would have probably, yeah. So if you see the purple, okay, if you see the purple, those are doubles. Those would have been home runs at Minute Maid Park. And so if you look at his total from this last season, Isak Paredes, he had a total of 19 home runs. Now, if you're looking at this chart, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 more home runs. So in the year that he hit 31 home runs, he very well could have had 41 or 45. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's got poolside power. If he can sit on those breaking pitches, he can take them out. Now, let's look at one other thing before we move on. Let's look at, I was going to put up his comparison chart to Bregman, but y'all will just get mad if I do that. I'll let y'all look it up. So here is his batting run value. It's in the great level. His base running value, we don't really care about that. His average, his field running value. Okay, we're not going to worry about that stuff. His xWOBA is really low. His squared up percentage is average. His chase percentage is a little high. He whiffs. Look, 17.2%. K percent is only 16.4. That's really not bad. His walk percent is up there, 11.9. So he walks, he sees the ball well. Now, while he's not Alex Bregman, he apparently sees the ball really well at the plate. Okay. And so that right there is where you see some of his value. Show his stats when he was with Tampa and made the All-Star team. Okay, I can do that. I may just have to talk about it. I don't know that I can pull that up for y'all right now. When he made the All-Star team, so his stats was mainly he played third base. Let's see. He was at 963 at third base there, 959 and 977 on his All-Star year. I believe that was his All-Star year was the 977. Let me just double check that. Okay. Let's see. Isak Paredes was an All-Star. Help me out, people, because I'm flying solo tonight. I think it was in the 2022 season. Maybe it was this last year. I'm not 100% awards right here. Let's see. All-Star looking, ranking. I hate doing this while I'm live on air. We're going to have to cut all this crap out. But y'all can help me out with that. Throw me a bone like that. I can't do it solo. Does the delay on Bregman, Susan asks, indicate that he hasn't gotten the deal he wants, or does it mean there's a bidding war between teams? I don't know. 7 teams, they say. I think it's 3. It could be 1. I have no idea with Alex Bregman. I don't know what the heck he's doing. He just needs to freaking sign with somebody. I don't know what they're dilly-dallying about, okay? Yes, he did hit 31 home runs, Paredes, that is, in 2023. He was an all-star in 2024. Okay, if he's an all-star in 2024, that means that that's when he was traded, okay? So that year, 2024, was not his best defensive year if I'm looking at his career stats when it comes to fielding. Let's see, fielding 2024, again, 992 at first base, 948 overall. Let's see, where's he at? Okay, so third base, 930 and 963. He was fielding way better when he was in Tampa than when he went to Chicago. Maybe that had something to do with the new team. Maybe that had something to do with the atmosphere. But you know what? I've gone way over our time to share our commercial. So let's hear a word from our sponsor here next with FanDuel. FanDuel.com is a place you need to go to place all your bets this season. That's right. Coming up Monday night, we've got the Broncos and the Browns. Before you say that's not a great matchup, the Browns upset the Steelers last week. Can they do it again? And if you bet that first $5 bet on Cleveland with a plus 210, then you would win $150 in bonus bets. That's right. Get the app. Why? Because anytime you get a hunch middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, live play-by-play, and so much more on the same game where you place your bets. Go to FanDuel.com today just to join. Again, $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet at FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. And if you want to bet on the Texans and the Chiefs, you might want to do that because while the Texans and Chiefs, the Chiefs don't have Patrick Mahomes this week, makes it a winnable game, I think, for the Texans. If they can beat that defense in your first $5 bet, if you win, you get $150 bonus bets. So go check that out. So Paredes needs to play first base and not be a third baseman. Well, if he's your guy, you need to definitely keep him at third because your first base has got Caratini, it's got Singleton, Yainer Diaz, Mauricio Dubon. You can do that all day. All right. Boris is annoying. Boris has horrible one-liners. But Isak Paredes, I think his value is better at first. But if they don't sign a third baseman, he's going to stay at third. Now, what if they sign Christian Walker? Well, Christian Walker's playing first. He's playing third. There you go. Solves the problem. Now I want to change course because I could talk about that and browbeat that to death, and I'm not going to. So in the MLB top 100 players, we have Yordan Alvarez 11th. Julio Rodriguez is above him. I disagree with that vehemently. We then have Jose Altuve at 48, Isak Paredes at 50, Framber Valdez at 51. We then have Hunter Brown at 85, Jeremy Pena at 95, and Yainer Diaz at 97. Now, one of the things I saw on here, Alejandro Kirk is 35th. How in the heck is Alejandro Kirk above Yainer Diaz? Or how is he above Garrett Cole? I don't know how they do these rankings. This is Fangraph streamer projections. I guess this is based on what they're going to do this next year. But the top Astro is Yordan Alvarez. Now, the question is, where does Kyle Tucker rank on this list? Well, Kyle Tucker, with the Cub symbol by his name, add insult to injury, thank you, is 18th. So he's 7 places below Yordan Alvarez. Now, what do these rankings mean? What does the MLB top 100 mean? Well, it really doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, yeah, you want to have guys in there. Now, we now have 2 top 100 prospects because Melton did move into the top 100 before the end of the year. And then we have the number 73 overall prospect in baseball in Cam Smith. So we have 2 top 100s. Do y'all think that someone like Yainer Diaz deserves to be higher than 97th? Do you think he deserves to be above Alejandro Kirk? I just don't know how Alejandro Kirk finds his way to 35th. I mean, in the top 20, you got guys like Chris Sale, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Corey Seager. Now, you have Jacob deGrom really high, I believe, if I saw that correctly, but he hasn't even played. You know, I just don't like Julio Rodriguez at 9. I guess his projection says he'll get it, but he hasn't done crap the last couple seasons. He is a top 15 player. You watch, you know what? You're right, John. Tucker could have a 40-40 season, and he's in a walk year. He may do that, and I don't know that the Cubs have it in them to sign him. Okay. But with all that being said, let's see, is there a Teoscar Hernandez sighting on here? I don't know if there is. I'm looking at the Dodgers. I see Will Smith. I see Blake Snell. I see Freddie Freeman. I don't see Teoscar Hernandez. But Teoscar Hernandez is rumored to be someone that the Astros could sign. Okay. Bregman will let others court him, then sign with Houston and become a Houston Astro for life, just like Altuve. Man, Eugene Palmer, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Put Isak at first, put Bregman at third. Still got to get a bat and solve the problem. I will come off the idea of Santander. I'll come off that idea. Too much money, too lengthy of a contract, 6-7 years. 5-6 years is what he wants. Let's go get Teo. Let's go get Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez is said to be willing to take a 3-year deal in the range of $22 to $24 million a year. Give that guy a 3-year, $66 million deal, and you can sign me up for a 30-plus home run guy. The guy hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doubles that would have been home runs in Minute Maid Park. He would have had 38 home runs. Actually, hold on, see, triple. So that would have been another one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This guy at Minute Maid Park would have had nearly 50 home runs this last year. Nearly 50 home runs. Okay. Call up his agent, Brett. Tiki, if I had his agent's number, I would call him right now. I'd call him live on the show. I like Teoscar Hernandez. I like him for the money. I think it makes sense. And with that being said, let's talk about a more up-to-date sponsor with our friends at Select Quote. The World Series brings teams together. It relies on teamwork. At Select Quote, they want to be a part of your team. That's right. They want to protect your financial legacy and your family's future. Select Quote's licensed insurance agents are the perfect teammates when shopping for customized, affordable life insurance. Select Quote is one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience, helping over 2 million customers find over $700 billion in coverage since 1985. You invest so much more time and care into yourself and to be the healthiest and best version of you. So Select Quote's exclusive policies can reward that effort. Head to selectquote.com and a licensed insurance agent will call you right away with the right policy for your life and your budget. Select Quote, they shop, you save. Get the right insurance for you for less at selectquote.com/locked-on. Go to selectquote.com/locked-on today. Go to selectquote.com/locked-on. All right, there we go. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Make sure you make us your first listen. Make sure you make Locked On MLB your second listen and everything in between. Locked On Network. Thank y'all for tuning in. Teoscar Hernandez, someone did say, well, he followed the Yankees. I saw on X or something, and so he's probably going to the Yankees. Look, players follow teams and teams follow players all the time. That doesn't always mean anything. Santander has followed the Yankees. Okay, that would make you think he's going to the Yankees for over 100 million. He could. Okay, I thought someone said Teoscar started following them. I was looking at that wrong. Look, Jurickson Profar, I like it, but I've been talking to more and more people that really, they do deep dives into Major League Baseball, and they just are having a hard time bringing in someone like a Profar having a career year at the age of 30. Although I like what he's doing. I think what he could do is really improve his stock and improve his stats here at Minute Maid Park. If I'm being perfectly honest, it was literally the best year of his career in every category. And so at the end of the day, you would think, the guy that had his OPS in 24 was 200 points higher than 2023. It was almost 100 points higher in 20. Even in Colorado, he had a 680 in Colorado. He's never had over a 780, or he had a 793 1 year in Texas. This last year, 839 OPS. He did have 101 strikeouts, but he had 76 walks. That's the most he had walked. He had the most hits. He had the most runs. Look, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. He walks 11.4% of the time. He Ks 15.1. It's right in line with the Astros. And I mean, he can steal some bases, hits for average on base. He slugs well, OPS. I mean, why wouldn't you maybe go after this guy? He's nearing 1,000 hits. He got 917 hits in 11 seasons. So Profar would be someone you go look at. I think out of all the left fielders that are available, he would probably be the one that makes the most sense for the money, for the age, rather than dipping into the age bin much further. So Brett, so hopefully that does screw that up if Teo comes over. Well, if Teoscar Hernandez comes over, I don't know what you're talking about. Would it screw up bringing back Bregman? I don't know. I think they could bring Bregman and Teoscar Hernandez. Whether they bring Bregman or not, they're going to have to sign somebody else. They're going to have to sign another bat. Okay. Yes. Oh no, John, I'm saying, look, I like Profar. I think he would be a great pickup. The reason why is because he's a low risk, high reward kind of guy. But with our outfield needs, even Max Kepler, who I mentioned the other night, those are guys that I don't necessarily want. Teoscar Hernandez, I could handle. You're paying him to hit. He can chase down balls in the outfield. If he can stay healthy, it's a great fit. But Profar, again, is a low risk, high reward. You don't have to sign the guy to a 2 or 3 year deal. Sign him for 1 year. Put him in there. Say you're the starting left fielder. Jordan's going to platoon. Since you hit so well last year, we're going to have you mix in DH. He's also played first base, I think, a little bit. So you can also go that route as well. So at the end of the day, you've got to see where guys fit, how they fit in. I mean, he's played first base, second base, shortstop, left field, DH. The guy's played everywhere, all right? Played 499 games in left field, 219 at second, 72 games at first base. He's played center field 21 games, right field 33 games. I mean, the guy has played all over the place. So he would essentially be a second Mauricio Dubon. And you wouldn't be paying him hardly anything. That is why I'm saying Profar would be a good get. But it's not the reach. It's not the home run. The home run is the Hernandez. The home run is the Santander. The home run is a big bat. But at the end of the day, what are they going to do? And that's why I think Teoscar Hernandez, if you can pull him in, fits. Someone said fits Jim Crane's draconian salary ways. In other words, 3 years, $66 million. That's right up Crane's alley. It's only 3 years, and after that, we're done. We're done with you, Teo. But he would be coming back. He would be coming back because he started out in the Astros organization. Matt McNeil brings up a good point. He says, let's see, Matt, let's get you up here. The Astros are projected 87 wins as of today. Every new piece would add 5 or 6 more wins total. I mean, you bring in Teoscar Hernandez, that's 92 wins. You bring in Christian Walker, that's 97 wins. I mean, here's the thing. Jim Crane wants to make money, right? Jim Crane says the window's not closing while I'm here. I do believe that there is at some point that Jim Crane and his people are saying, we've got to do something, boys. Now, I kind of put something out there and on X, I was like, let's sign Santander and Christian Walker. Well, the problem with that is they both have qualifying offers. And if you think your system's wrecked now, sign 2 guys with qualifying offers. You get all these draft picks taken from you. So we know they're not doing that. Keep Bregman. Put Paredes at first base. Bring in Profar. Heck, bring in Teoscar. Teoscar, Bregman, Paredes, Alvarez, Altuve, Dubon, Diaz. Talk about a lineup. We've got the pitching. Talk about a lineup, boys and girls. That would be a great lineup right there. And that would make everybody forget about Kyle Tucker. Well, maybe not. Okay, maybe I pushed it a little bit. We're never going to forget Kyle Tucker, but I'll be there. I will be there when he comes back, and I might shed a tear. So add Kepler or Bader. I don't know about Bader, man. I don't know. I like him, but that's the thing. Bring back Bregman, sign Teoscar Hernandez, put Paredes at first. Why aren't you doing that? Bregman, why aren't you signing? Bregman, forget the $200 million. That 30 or 40 million you're missing, you'll gain it on your horses, bro. What do you need? I mean, you got generational wealth already with your first deal. He's literally offering you a deal that nobody gets offered at their age, at your age. So just take it, man. Just take the freaking deal. Bregman, please listen to me right now. Jim Crane, listen to me. Right now, the smartest path forward, put Paredes at first, bring back Bregman, give me Teoscar Hernandez all day long. Yeah, Susan, The dude's got money. Y'all gotta understand, Bregman didn't grow up poor. Bregman's got a dad that's a lawyer. He knows he's business savvy. He's money savvy. So they're going after I'm sorry. It's not like Bregman's going after 400 mil because he ain't getting that. I would be shocked if he got 200 plus. I would be shocked. And his salsa, look, yeah, I'm not going to I'm gonna plead the fifth on the salsa, guys. I'm not as big on the salsa as some people are. Anyways, it's not bad. It's kind of just okay. Listen to GM Brett. Thank you. It makes perfect sense. Okay, it makes perfect sense. Would you still, though, have money to sign Framber Valdez? Because, look, here's the deal. Jim Crane, I'm sorry. Let me focus back. Sir, you're about to build an entertainment complex like they have at the Battery in Atlanta, like they have at Texas Live where the Rangers play up in Arlington, okay? You have a setup that you're going to build, and you want people to come and hang out. Do you want people to hang out with having Paredes, not bringing back Bregman, not signing a big name, bringing back Jason Hayward, John Singleton at first the whole time? No offense to John Singleton, but do you want these people to be your everyday guys? Jake Myers in center field, Chaz and Wright, Jim Crane. Do you really want that? Do you really want that? I don't think you do. It's time to turn up the volume. It's time to crank it up because the Yankees are getting better. The Orioles are getting better. The American League is getting better. Jim Crane, don't sit by and let another season go by. You cast in your superstar, Kyle Tucker, for 3 really good choices. Now it's time to get that bag. Go back to the World Series, and this is my goal. We get back to the World Series, we face the blanking Dodgers, and we finally shut them up. Because I am so tired of them talking about 2017, about their owners talking about 2017, and Clayton Kershaw talking about 2017. Cry, Dodgers cry. Almost like roll, tears roll. I want to see the Astros back in the World Series. There is a path to make it happen. Does Crane, and I'm going to say it, have the stones to make it happen this next year? Thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. I'm H-Town Wheelhouse. This has been a fun show. Been great interaction. Sorry I didn't get to more of your comments, but everybody's here. The OGs, 183 of y'all are listening. Please subscribe. Do this. Go watch the Roy Oswalt interview. Go watch our interview from the beginning of the year with Yainer Diaz if you missed it. We got so many cool interviews on here. Go binge watch it. Share it with friends. Share it with family. Make it the gift that keeps on giving. Why? Because it's free. It's great, and it's awesome because you guys and girls tune in every week. Thank y'all so much for myself and Eric the Man Huysman and everybody at Locked On Astros. You have a great one, and as always, go Stros. Whew, that's a wrap. Now go sign Teo.